Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Cindy herself. Yes, so in the previous video that I posted, we were talking about how to set up, how to light up, how to style your product to take a very, very beautiful product picture. So now we've done that. If you've not watched it, above is a link to the video so you can watch. So now we are literally going to be editing a product picture with our phones. The features that you will learn on how to edit this particular picture that we shot in the previous video, whatever it is that you've learned, you can apply it to any other product picture, how and when you need it for different cases. So the app that we'll be using is called the Snapseed app. SNAPSEED. I'm going to open the app called Snapseed app. It's on my phone. So I'll tap on Snapseed and then it opens. First thing you would see is the plus sign. So all you need to do is you just tap on the plus sign. It takes you to your album, your gallery, to look for the picture that it is, the picture you want to edit. So in my case, I'm going to select this one, this picture, and then we have loaded it up into Snapseed. I need to explain the interface of Snapseed. So the first thing you're going to see are these filters. Filters are good, but they are not good for product pictures. Nope, they're not. And so stay away from them, except you're trying to edit a picture of yourself or a selfie of you and your friends. So the next thing is the menu down below the screen. We have looks, we have tools, we have export. So I'm literally going to click on tools. So in tools, you see a lot of things going on the screen. But we're going to talk about what is important, what you need to know. There's some things that are really unnecessary. Um, let's look at Snapseed as a country. And you know now, in countries, we have states, different states in the country. And in each state, we have different areas or cities in the states. So we opened up Snapseed app right now. We clicked on tools, we saw the state. So we're going to visit each state, not each, the important states that you need. And then I would explain each feature. So the first one is at the top left. It's called Tune Image. So in Tune Image, if you check the bar at the top there, you would see that something says brightness 0. How, why, and how come? If you tap on anywhere on the screen and you slide your finger up and down, you would see all of these cities inside the tune image state. So we have brightness, contrast, saturation, ambience, highlight, shadows, warmth. And I want you to notice something. As I slide up and the blue bar switches from saturation to ambience, that change is also happening at the top of the screen. So I'm currently on ambience. You're seeing at the top of my screen, I'm seeing ambience 0, the top of the screen here, ambience 0. So if I slide up to highlight, you see it changes to highlight 0. If I move to shadows, it changes to shadow 0. So let's start from the beginning. Brightness. I leave the finger off the screen. Editing a product picture is like cooking. And when you start cooking, you don't start off with adding a lot of spices at the beginning. You add a little of this here and there, a little of this here and there, till you get to the end. And if you taste your soup or your food and you feel like I need a little bit of salt, I need a little bit of curry and all of that, then you can decide to go and add those specific spices. But in the beginning of your cooking, along the way, you were adding different spices in little amounts. So that's how editing on Snapseed is. You add different features, add different edits in little amounts. Don't add a lot at the beginning because there's so much more in front. So now that we're on brightness, it is now up to you. Do you think that this picture needs to be brighter or is just good as it is? You do not have to add every feature you see on Snapseed. You do not have to apply it. Just as the way you do not have to add all spices you have in your drawer in your food. So, brightness, is this picture bright or not? Well, to me, it's good looking. So I don't want to add brightness. So I'm going to leave it out. So the next one is contrast. Contrast, well, let me explain what contrast is. Contrast is, if I increase contrast, darker shades, darker colors becomes darker, while lighter shades, lighter colors becomes lighter. It happens at the same time. So as I increase contrast, I do not know if I need it or not. So let me just try it. As I increase contrast and seeing that it's really not making my picture better, it's just taking away from my picture. And as much as you can increase, to increase, you just need to slide to the right. Because I'm sliding to the right, I can see that it's not doing much to my photo. It's just taking away colors from my picture. So as I'm increasing, I can also decrease. But I see that it's not just giving, so I would leave it at 0. I do not need it. I move to saturation. It's about colors. It's about intensifying colors. So whatever color it is in your picture gets intensified. For example, the majority of colors that we are seeing on our screen right now is pink. So if I increase the saturation, the pink becomes more intensified. It becomes pinker. So I think I need it because the pink in my picture isn't really as pink as I want it. So I'm increasing it to the desired touch that I want. So I'm just going to leave it at 30 because I'm trying to add things on little by little. I'm not trying to add a lot. So you can now see that the pink is now more defined. Then I move on to the next one, ambience. Ambience is a combination of contrast and saturation. So I have decided that I do not need contrast and I've added saturation up to 30. I'm not sure I should add ambience because what's the point of adding ambience when ambience is a combination of contrast and saturation? So I leave that out. Highlights. Well, from experience, highlights brightens up the image. But what I have noticed is that the whites in my image becomes whiter. I do have some whites in my pictures. So as I get to highlight, I increase it. You will notice that my whites are getting whiter. So this is beautiful. I just leave it as it is. I think I've added too much. I leave it at 20. Then I go to shadows. Shadows don't take away shadows in your picture. What they do is they lighten up the shadow in your picture. So I don't have too much shadows in the picture literally because my light setup was good. I used 2 light sources. So I don't think I have shadow, but let me add it to see if there's any difference. I can't see a strong difference, but I'll just add it a bit up to 10 just to lighten up the picture. And then warmth is the last one. Warmth is more like a tint. I don't use it. I rarely use it because if I increase it, it just gives a yellow tint to my picture. So it depends. I think it will be useful for selfies and all of that, other personal pictures. So that's that about tune image. That's that about tune image. Brightness, contrast, saturation, ambience, highlights. You can see that we selectively added what we need. And then once we're done, we tap on the check mark and then that's for the tune image. So we click on tools again and then we go to details. But if you want to check the progress of your work, we've done tune image alone. You can just press down on the screen. You will see the before, and if you lift your finger up out of the screen, you will see the after. Let me press down on the screen again. You see the before. I lift up, you see the after. So now we are moving on to, if you click on tools, we are moving on to details. So the next one is details. Details doesn't have a lot of cities in it or areas. It's just to structure and sharpening. Structure is beautiful. Sharpening is beautiful as well. Structure is about detailing. If you increase the structure, it enhances or brings out details in your picture. It's very beautiful for images that has detail. Probably you're taking the picture of your product on a rough background. You want to show the details on the background, or your product is hair, and you want to literally show or make the user, your customer, to almost feel the strands of your hair, or you're selling food, the grains of your food, raw food, you want the grains to be very visible in your picture, you could increase the structure as much. So if I do increase the structure, you would notice that the detailing on my backdrop is more enhanced. So I would just increase it a little. I do not need too much of details. It's a skincare product. We need everything looking smooth, nice, and aesthetic, right? Not so enhanced. Then the next one is sharpening. Sharpening is just to sharpen the picture. So I love using it. So I'm just going to increase it so that my picture becomes sharper. There's so many times when we take a picture and then when we post it on Instagram really shrinks the quality of the picture. Sharpen reduces the possibility. Probably if Instagram is trying to shrink it by 50%, sharpen still holds your picture, so it doesn't get up to that. So I increase my sharpen to whatever amount that I want. So this one, there's really no limit for me. I can increase it up to 50. What is that about details? Now we would move forward to the next part, but I'm having a feeling that the structure is too much. So let me reduce my structure to probably 9, 10, and then we tap on the check mark. That's good. So if we click, let me see the progress of things before I click on the next one. So if I press down on the screen, this is how the shot was originally. And if I lift my finger up, you can see where we are now. Now the next one, tools, then we go to curves. Curves, in simple terms, curves is just like brightness, but curves is more like an elder sister to brightness. Yes. And from my understanding, you would see on the screen that there's some spikes on the screen, and it tells me where I need to add more lighting. So curves is like brightness. So you can see the spikes. It means that those sides, those corners are dark. So all I need to do is I'm going to tap on the diagonal line where the spike ends. So this is one spike here. I tap on that on the line, and then I drag it up a bit just to brighten the image a little. You just do it a little because curves can be too much if you have drawn it up. So you don't need too much brightness in your picture, do you? So I think this is just fine, and I'll just tap on the check mark. So if I press down on the image, this was it before, and I lift my hands, this is it after. Then we move on to the next one. The next one is white balance, but we're not going to discuss that because that one is sort of advanced. So the next one after white balance is crop. Crop is very literal. You crop your image to the size of the platform to which you're posting it. So for Instagram is 4:5 or 5:4. So we have that size on here. So I just click on that and then I adjust the frame this way and then I tap on the check mark. So we have this beautiful. Now moving forward after crop is rotate. Rotate, we all know what rotate is. If you want to rotate your picture. So is there need to rotate the picture? No. So let's move on to the next one. Perspective. When I clicked on rotate, did you see what happened? It automatically adjusted my picture because it thought, well, not that it thought, it thinks that my picture is slanted. So it automatically adjusted it for it to look straight, which is quite cool. Yeah, sometimes you take pictures, that is if you're using your hand or without a tripod, or with a tripod in fact, and then you think that your tripod is very stable and not slanty, and you take a picture. If you put that in Snapseed, it automatically adjusts it for you inside rotate. So tap on the check mark and that's good. We click on tools again. We move on to the next one, which is perspective. Perspective is not as important as you think, so you don't need it right now. I'm just telling you what you need to know now that you want to know how to edit product pictures well. So the more important things are what we are dealing with. So the next one is expand. Expand is just not really necessary. Then selective. Yes, selective is the next one. Let's click on selective. Now let me explain how selective works. There are sometimes all the edits that we've been doing, tune image, details, curves, whatever it is that we added, be it contrast, be it structure, be it sharpening, they affected the entire picture. The entire picture. There are some cases whereby you have a specific spot in the image and you want to adjust or fix that spot in the image, and you just don't want to apply something that affects the whole part of the image. So that's where you use selective. So for example, I don't know what case yours would be, but for example, I feel like the products are still not as pink as I want them to be. And I do not want to increase saturation in tune image. Do you remember? Because if I do, the plants, which is also pink, the flower, which is also pink, becomes pink. I do not want that. So I'm using selective to select on the product and fix the pink color. Now, we are in selective right now. So all I need to do is to tap on the blue plus button below, right? I tap on it to make sure that it's blue. Then I tap on where I want to fix here. As I tap on that, you can see a blue small tiny button with the letter B inside. Do not touch it anymore. Leave it as it is. Don't touch it. Then you find another place on the picture. Find another place on the picture. Don't touch the blue button. Find another place on the picture and slide up and down. Then you can now see all the hidden features inside that blue button. Then you're seeing brightness, you're seeing contrast, you're seeing saturation, you're seeing structure. So I explained in the beginning, you remember what brightness is, what contrast is, what saturation is, and what structure is. So now what we need to work on is the color of the bottle. So can you tell me what feature we need here? Is it structure? Is it saturation? Is it contrast? Is it brightness? It's saturation, because saturation is about colors, intensifying colors. So I'm going to leave the blue button on saturation. Now it's no longer letter B, it's now letter S. Then I slide towards the right and you can see that the bottle is now becoming more pink. Just the bottle, nothing else, just the bottle. So I can do the same for the other pink container. So I could just tap on the plus button below again and add another blue button on the other pink container. Leave the button where it is. Then find a corner somewhere on the picture, slide up and down, and then go to saturation and slide it towards the other side. It's now pink. So you can do that for different points in the picture. Just fix different things. I could say, okay, behind the product are sort of yellowish in tone, so I could just add another button, go to the back here, right, leave it there, slide up, and since it is the yellow tone, I want to take away the yellowishness at the back. If I'm taking away colors, I'm not giving colors to an item, I'm taking away colors. That means I am reducing my saturation. So I go to saturation and I reduce it. So I've taken away the yellow tint behind the picture. I reduce it, and that's that. So I'm just going to tap on the check button once I'm done. So tap on the check button and here we are right now. So if I press down on the image, this was it before we got started, and this is where we are now. So the next thing after selective, if I select tools again, is brush. Brush is a little bit advanced. You don't need that now. Healing is very beautiful. Healing, it just takes away unwanted things from your picture. Let me show you how it works. So if I click on healing, now what it is that I want to take away is the light reflection on my bottles, the products. If you zoom in, you would see those light reflections. They're sort of off. just somehow. So I want to take away those light reflections and just make everywhere look cool. So all I need to do after I've zoomed in, I just use my finger to smudge over the reflection and then it's gone. And then here, I use my finger to smudge over, it's gone. So I look at the box at the bottom left. If you double tap on that box, it zooms out. So I zoom in again to the other plastic bottle and then I clean off the reflection, is gone. So what healing does in summary is that it takes away little dents, little dirt, just little things that you want to take out of your picture, but nothing major. So if I actually, and you have to zoom in to use it. If you don't zoom in, it's just going to be smudgy. I want to take away this little dot here in the product. So if I don't zoom in and I decide to just touch it up with my hand, you can see what's going on the screen. It just destroys it all. So you can always undo whatever it is that you do. So if I tap on undo down here with the undo button, it just goes off. So zoom in and then smudge over this, is done. So is there anything else that we need to take out? You know, all of these little things, little dirts, all those dirts that you don't see before you even take a picture. So you just take it out. And that's that. So double tap, it's out. So that's that about healing. So I'm just going to tap on the check mark and then we are done. If I press down on the photo, this is what it was before and this is what it is now. So if I click on tools, what is after healing is HDR, you don't need it, glamour, tonal, drama, vintage, grainy film. All those can be applied to your selfies, not your product pictures. So the last thing that we will talk about is text. You know, it could be that you just want to add the price of the product on the picture, or you just want to write your business name on the picture and all of that. So it's text that we're going to do, and that's the last one. If we tap on text, and then you see different templates. So if I slide to the left, slide to the right, you see just all forms of templates, text templates that you can use. So I'll just pick one that I really like, and then we'll go with the flow. I like this one. Let's leave it at that. So if you look below on your screen again, you would also see something like a paint tray. That one, you could use that to change the color of the text. You can see that you can change the color of the text. But the way I see it, the brand loves pink. So we're going to leave it at pink. And then we drag it up like that. And we can pinch down the text template to reduce the size. Good. Here, and then we have that. Then the next one after the paint tray down below the screen is color. Is transparency, sorry. We can reduce the transparency, or we could just leave it as it is. And then the last one is the templates. Now, how do we write in this part? As it says, double tap here to change the text. So I'm going to double tap on it, and then this comes out. So I could just write my business name, Simi Props. Good. Okay, Simi Props. Or if I just want to write buy one, get one free. Or if I have a name for the set that I've put together, I can write face kit, and I can put the price to it, 20,000 naira, and that's it. So we have successfully edited our picture. Now it is okay if you still want to go further to add more things to your picture. For example, now we are done with editing this picture and you're not comfortable, you're not satisfied, you feel like you still want to add more to, no, pump it up. It could be in terms of color, in terms of brightness. You can still go ahead, click on tools, go to tune image if what you are looking for or what you want to add is in tune image. You can go to details if what you want to add is in details. You can go to curve if what you want to add is in curves. So in my case, I would like to increase the saturation a bit. So we have this. I think I like this. And then maybe a little bit of highlights. No, I don't want that. That's it. I think it's fine. It's good looking. So if you press down on the photo, this is our before and this is our after. So we have successfully edited this image to look better, and then we can now save it. So you tap on export below, export, and you click on save. Then it saves to your gallery. So if you go to your gallery, you would see this image, our beautifully edited picture compared to the one that we shot. Good job. So that is that about editing your product picture. So what you've learned today now can be applied to any product picture. Trust me, as long as you understand how it works, you understand the meaning of contrast, saturation, structure, sharpen. If you don't understand what I'm saying, please kindly watch this video again so that you can remember everything, because Snapseed can be a full book, but it gets better as you practice with it. So that is all for that, and I hope you enjoyed your time while watching this video. And please do well to support me by liking and leaving your thoughtful comment, and of course subscribing to my YouTube channel. Until next time, bye.